Right. And it, as far as like doing the movement safer and, incorporating that soon, it's like you're not even really thinking about it because you're practicing how to move better and hold your form that when you are doing those type of explosive movements, it's just going to come through in the work. It's just
Right.
going to come through in your workout. And that's one of the things, as you talked about, like them having like great physiques. One of the guys that I was talking about, he's the master athlete. So he's about 56, completely shredded.
Right.
Like seriously, if you didn't see that he like his hair, he's completely like just salt and pepper hair. But literally, if he had a hat on, you would see his physique. You would think that he's like 25.
Right.
But again, we're talking about like the movement, and he's like, okay, adding this into what I'm doing already. He goes, I have a really bad back.
Yeah.
This will help me he goes, I can feel it that this is going to help me be able to do more of the workouts and get deeper into it without even hurting myself. So I said, yes. So they were all for it. And it was just great just watching them do it. But it's true, every single different type of workout has its value, and it's just the flows and just learning how to move better. It just kind of goes hand in hand, and something people don't really pay attention to, and
Yeah.
that's just, that's the unfortunate part because I see it over and over again. People just going from one to the next and just not paying attention and just knowing like, oh, I know what's going to happen after you're done,
Yeah.
and I know how much you're going to be hurting.
Yeah.
And you touched on, working with, the Circus du Soleil. Um, how did you say his name? I can never put
Jean-Luc Martin.
Jean-Luc 14. And it's true, it's like the same thing, like my
You can
mentor.
put your Latin spin on the
Yeah,
name
my
if you.
lad, I know, but you know what's so funny is that I do, because English is my second language, okay? So it's like sometimes you could hear it come out. So I got to be very aware of like what I'm saying because my words will come on I'm like, oops, like it's like Spanglish, but it's like my accent comes out just a bit. So I don't know if you've ever heard it. Sometimes people have heard it, but it's funny.
Oh, come
But
on. I
anyways,
heard it.
when you talked about, you've heard it? Have you heard it? I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oops, have you heard it? Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I might as well just. What's so funny about that is that when I write, sometimes I have to read it again because sometimes it's backwards. And usually in Spanish, that's how you do it.
Right, right.
It's like your words are backwards. So if I'm sending you emails and you're like, what the F? What did she say? It's like, just flip the words because, just put the translator on
Oh,
it.
that's funny actually.
But no, it's true. It's true. And most people are like, what? Like, so I have to repeat things. So yes, my accent will come out just a tad bit, but all right. So getting back to be
Back to
real,
the song.
back to what we're talking about, back to my Mexican, my Latin side comes out just a tad bit. See, it's going on no sleep, 24 hours
Yeah,
coaching people, so
yeah.
which was a lot of fun. Anyways, talking about like the mentoring and the coaching and the cueing, and I'll just kind of piggyback on that where my mentors, Tammy Shore, an amazing Pilates teacher. She, again, holding positions, holding, a teaser, holding certain positions on equipment on floor. You would think that you're just holding it right on, but there's small little cues. There's small, like, no, pull here, tighten, move here, extend through here, pull here. Small little intricate cues where it's just your body's on fire, but it feels so good because it just feels like you're getting a deeper understanding into how your body is moving and how it should be moving. And again, with my mentor, Rael Zakowitz, he, again, just little fine little movements and little nuances of how you move and how you should be moving is the key to really getting a full understanding of movement. And that's how it's, using that on everyday, movement. It's pretty interesting, as you practice it more and more. But yeah, I can't agree with you any more than that small little moves, small little intricate little adjustments here and there is what's the key. And again, like this whole the body weight flow, it's definitely something that people need to be doing and adapting into any type of workout, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's because like you talked about control and like feeling
mm-hmm,
the muscles as you move slow. To me, speed adds complexity,
mm-hmm,
right? And if you add speed or you add complexity to a movement before you've mastered the actual control of that movement, that's when you're asking for disaster, right? That's why
Exactly.
when we see people go from sedentary to Olympic weightlifting and kipping pull-ups and like box
Mhm.
jumps and stuff, I'm just really, I get really nervous about that. When to me,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
the better thing they should be doing is some sort of stability moves, some sort of flow moves, and then if they're into the strength training stuff, like work on your strict pull-up, work on your deadlift, work on your squat, work on your press, work on your push-ups, work on your rows, and once you get a solid base, then you can start playing outside that box and doing things that may be a little bit more risky, but could be more fun and diverse at the same time. But the thought of just going into exercise and just jumping right into it, it just that just makes me crazy. I think that people need to start with that foundation of the pyramid, and
Hmm.
that foundation is stability, mobility, control, balance, coordination, right? And so if they don't have that piece right there, everything that's built on top of it is just one day going to crumble.
Well, it's true. And I think what it is that I think people want just immediate results,
They want
immediate,
gratification,
they
right?
want, they want immediate gratification right then and there. It's like, if I'm not dying, if I'm not, if I don't,
If I'm
if
not
I'm not,
limping the next
right, if I'm
day.
not limping the next day, if I'm not like throwing up, puking right after the workout, then it's not good. So it's almost like people go in for that instant gratification right away. Then they got to work their way backwards, because then they'll get hurt. Then they'll be like, oh, great. So I didn't learn those fundamentals. I didn't learn how to properly move my body. So now I need to go back, practice this, because now I can't strength train for how many weeks on end because I just injured myself. So
Sure.
it's like they have to go back, learn how to move, learn the complexity of certain movements, learn just how to make that connection of your mind, your body, how it all works together as one, and again, it's like, it's unfortunate because I see it all the time. I see it all the time. People just going in, first time working out. Oh, yes, I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be lifting this much. I'm going to be running this much, and I'm going to be deadlifting this much, which hurts my heart to watch, because I know 2 days after that, they won't be able to move. 3 days after that, their back is going to be, they're going to throw their back out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, learning how the fundamentals of moving, how to properly hold your position, and everything that, we've described in the program is exactly what needs to happen first on, and then continue on, add on top the strength training. But it's like, don't give up, don't stop with the body weight flow, like don't stop with those movements, because they're so very important, continuing on throughout. Like, you should never stop moving in that way.
Well,
So
yeah,
water coming through over here.
I think that's why we aimed for like the short duration, the 2 to 3 minutes,
Mm.
because like I had
Yes.
a warm up program that was like more comprehensive, did a lot more movement, gymnastic stuff, and I just didn't get a lot of people writing me emails saying like, "Oh, I've done your warm up program consistently for the last few months." It just didn't happen because it was asking too much of people. But like asking
Okay.
somebody for 2 to 3 minutes of their time,
It's
it's
realistic.
super real. I mean, think about it. You
It's
have 2 or 3 minutes
realistic.
when you roll out of bed to just find a patch of floor and do
Right.
some lower body, upper body, or full body flow work, some mobility and stability positions. I mean, that's
Right.
not too much to ask for.
It's not. And it's a great way to wake up the body. It's a great way to get the oxygen flowing, to get the blood flowing, and to start your day.
Yeah.
So it is. It's not a lot to ask for. And again, everyone's attention span has gotten shorter and shorter. We're all about, instant gratification, instant, immediate, just, give me something. Whereas like 2, 3 minutes, it'll give you that something. It'll give you that, okay,
Sure.
I can feel my body awake now. So it's like, now we can continue on with the day, so on and so forth. So yeah, the 2 to 3 minutes I think it's perfect time. It's perfect time to add it in and do it in the morning, or like right before you go to bed. It's like, okay, let me just relax. I've had a
Yeah.
stressful day, and my back is killing me, my neck, my shoulders, they're killing me. Doing a flow right before you get to bed will help you actually sleep better, because your muscles aren't so tight. Your body, you get that oxygen flowing, you get the blood flowing, and you can sleep better.
I think that's one of the things that irks me. You kind of just like loosely mentioned it was, different times of day and stuff. We get a lot of questions of people saying like, "Oh, so do I use this as a warm up and a warm up and a warm up?" People just like warm up. They throw some yoga words around there, and that just drives me nuts because ultimately, what
Yes.
this program is fundamentally built on was progressive movement sequences. So you start out with beginner sequences, then you go to intermediate, and then you eventually get to advanced sequences. And they're short, but the idea is we teach you how to move better in a progressive fashion using only 2 to 3 minutes. And so, like, to me, when you say like, "Oh, this is a warm up," yeah, it would be great as a warm up before your workouts. Or you could do it between sets of your workouts or between exercises or circuits during your workouts. You could do it as a cool down. Or hey, you could do it when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed. You can do it at the park. You can do it in your bedroom. You can do it on the roof. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to get people to realize that like all we're trying to get somebody to do is just follow along to
Move.
these maybe once a day, maybe
Right.
5 days a week. Literally give us 10 minutes a week, right?
Right.
Just to learn how to move better because fundamentally movement is what gets you good results, right? If you
Right.
move better, you will look better naked, plain and simple.
It's true. And it's so very true. And I kind of agree with you more. And it's true. Sometimes when I'm in the gym and I watch people, they do a set, they're on their phone. They do another set, they're on the phone. I'm like, dude, I feel like time here, drop down, do a flow, move better because I know you can't even bend over
Yeah.
and like touch your toes or it's like so just a few minutes a day is not going to be, if we have time to get on Facebook, if we have time to like be sitting down, if you got to watch your favorite show, it's like, everybody has their own favorite shows. Like throw yourself on the floor, do a move, do one of the flows. And again, you mentioned we have beginner, intermediate, advanced. So it's like, okay, if you're feeling one is a little, as you're progressing, that one's getting too easier, you know, go to the next, go to the next. So it's true is people do ask like, oh, well, do I do this just as a warm up? No. But to touch on what you said about yoga and everything, I think yoga is a great movement. And I think a lot of people look at it and it's stereotyped as just
Like a
oh,
hippie
it's just
thing.
stretching
Yeah.
and it's just like, I want to chill. And I'm like, no, you know, it is not that. It's that if you want it to be, and it's just depending on what program you're following. But, these flows definitely are not just like, oh, I'm going
Yeah,
to
I was just
sit
say
and
like
chill.
somebody
Come on.
follow three of our advanced flows in a row and tell me you're doing gentle
And
yoga.
tell me you're not later like what just happens, like what just happened to me, like how did that just kick my butt, like how did that just happen. So again, and it's just bringing awareness because a lot of people are not aware of how important it is to move and learn how to properly hold. And again, I say it over and over and over again because that's what I've been preaching for over a decade.
Right.
Just move right. And it's interesting to me as everybody, all my clients over the years, over this past decade, going on to, oh God, almost 2 decades, um, is people will say, I just can't, I can work out, but I just don't feel good. I feel like I can't turn, I can't twist, I can't move. And it's like, they're not telling me anything that I don't know and I don't already see in their body. Because
Yeah.
I could see someone just walking up to me and I could already tell, oh, you're either a baseball player because your one shoulder's higher than the other, or you sit all day long because your back is just totally straight and your shoulders are hunched forward.
Right.
So it's just, yeah, again, like you, I could keep going on and on and on about how
Yeah.
important it is just to,
Yeah.
add this 2, 3 minutes a day, 10 minutes a week is not a lot to ask for, if it
No.
has to do with your health,
Yeah.
so.
Well, you mentioned something interesting there when you talked about rotational stability, because one of the things that happened when we were designing the program was we kept being like, oh, how come we keep coming back to rotational stability? Like we just kept being like, whoa, how come every flow we have ends up having some sort of rotational stability? And I think that, I don't know if you have the same perspective. If we look at the way people stabilize, most people are pretty good at stabilizing forward and backward.
Frontal.
They're okay at that. Then they're like, nah, they're not so good at going side to side. And then you bring them into rotation, and like, boom, like everything just falls apart.